Okay, y'all, buckle up because this tea is piping hot and is pouring all over the Carter empire. Jay-Z is back in the headlines, and no, it's not for another business deal or a Grammy win. It's because his alleged son, Rymere, has officially been granted the right to move forward with his paternity case against Hove himself. Yes, you heard that right. The judge is done playing and has given Jay-Z a deadline to respond to the legal filing, and that deadline is July 18th. Mark it down, baby. And guess who's been stirring this pot of drama from the sidelines? 50 Cent. Of course, it's 50. Is anyone really surprised? This man lives for drama. And get this, he's not alone. Nicki Minaj jumped right in and reposted his post on X saying, "Is this why he was trending the other day? Day, to God be the glory." Girl, the shade, the subtlety, non-existent. The mess, immaculate. But wait, it gets messier. A rumor has it Beyonce herself is out here pulling strings trying to block this whole case from moving forward. Yup, allegedly. And it's not the first time her name has come up in these kinds of hush-hush moves. Rymere's godmother already warned us this was happening a while back.
Beyonce thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Rymere needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property. Somebody came to my property in the evening time and had a conversation about trying to get in through the back door.
And honey, it gets deeper. Word on the street is the judge let the case proceed because there's something even darker at play. Apparently, Jay-Z is suspected of being involved in some shady activities, and it's tied to how this whole situation with Rymere even came about. A scandalous transportation across state lines that ended up with a baby. Ooh, this ain't just Maury, y'all. This is criminal. Now get this. Folks are saying Jay-Z's been quiet because deep down, he knows he's the father. I mean, come on. Jay is quick to lawyer up when someone spreads false tea about him. Like, remember when people tried to tie him and Diddy to that 13-year-old mess? He was in court the next day clearing his name. But now, total silence when it comes to Rymere. So what's the real story? Let's go back. Rymere's mom, Wanda, said she and Jay-Z hooked up in 1992 in Brooklyn at his aunt's place. She said he picked her up in Philly, and although they used protection, it failed and she ended up pregnant. Jay supposedly visited once more, then ghosted. She couldn't contact him after that. Years later, she told Rymere when he was 8 that Jay might be his dad. At first, Wanda's then boyfriend Robert Graves was listed as the father, but after a DNA test in 2011, in surprise, he wasn't. And Wanda swore she'd only ever been with Robert and Jay-Z. So if Robert wasn't it, well, that leaves one very famous rapper. Here's where it gets sketchy. Jay-Z never wanted to take that test. Wanna know why? Wanda was 16, Jay-Z 22. That's a crime, sis. That's not just baby drama. That's a whole felony. Even Wanda's godmother chimed in saying at first Jay's legal team seemed cooperative. They even talked about maybe signing Rymere for his music talent, but when the lawyers realized Wanda was underage, when it all went down, baby, the vibe changed real fast. They went from helpful to hostile, and if Jay-Z really did take Wanda, a 16-year-old, across state lines from Philly to Brooklyn for sex, that's a whole different level of legal trouble. Wanda tried to take legal action back in the day, filing for child support, but it got dismissed because it was filed in the wrong state. She never refiled. Jay's team claimed he wasn't even a concerned party when it came to Rymere, so the case died. But Rymere? He picked up the fight. And let's be honest, that poor guy's been through hell. He's been battling the courts for years. He says Jay's team has been out here paying off lawyers and judges to bury this thing deep, but not anymore.
You got these lawyers that just frauding and pit anything they doing, anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, to continue to overlook fraud it's just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case. Honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, collusion. Who knows what it's for? Money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong.
Rymir even went as far as the Supreme Court, yes, the Supreme Court, to get justice. But they rejected the case because it wasn't under their jurisdiction. So what did he do? Filed again, this time in the Appellate Division of New Jersey Superior Court. And guess what Jay-Z's legal team argued? That Jay doesn't even live in New Jersey, so he can't be forced to take a DNA test there. But Rymir clapped back with receipts, honey, and they were juicy. He dug up a book written by Beyonce's own mama, Tina Knowles, who admitted that Jay-Z did own New Jersey property at the time. Oops, so much for that excuse. And the people, they are rallying behind Rymir now, especially since major names like 50 Cent and Nicki are joining the fight. And when I tell you Nicki Minaj is stepping on Jay's neck, I mean, she is not letting up. She even reposted an interview with Demiri Hadley, the estranged daughter of Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. Demiri accused Roc Nation of silencing Nicki, sabotaging her, and even going after her family. Yo, this is a lot.
She has been through some trauma and some of with Roc Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. What I can say about that is I've witnessed and heard a lot of things. Again, is hearsay, right? So it doesn't even matter. And that's why I'm not even going to go into detail with that. If I have the opportunity to speak with Nicki, would love to connect with her on that. But I've kind of seen, just like you firsthand, how they've they've abused of her platform, they've abused her talents, they've abused of her freedom of speech, they've abused her family, they've attacked her husband, they've attacked her child. And it's sad. It's really sad. Somebody so resourceful, talented, high profile as Nicki Minaj being targeted. It should really scare the American people. Me, it should really scare you guys too, right? Because I'm the daughter. So it's like, at this point, if it's happening to me, I think she's really outspoken, and I'm grateful that she's being outspoken on it, because I think she's almost seeing it like, well, it happened to me, it's happening to her. Let me speak up on it. Nobody is safe right now. And she's fed up. I think she's fed up because she's been through a lot.
Nicki's been spilling more and more. She hinted that Jay-Z and his team have been blackballing her. She said it's why she hasn't dropped music lately. And someone has allegedly been trying to ruin her marriage to Kenneth Petty too, spreading lies, turning people against her, all the while shadow banning her on social media to kill her brand. And then she dropped the mic by claiming Jay-Z even owes her money. Girl, what? Now she's entered Rymir's chat full force and is making sure the world pays attention. She wants Jay-Z to take that test, no excuses. And honestly, it might finally happen. But while more people are standing with Rymir, there are still those out here saying, what does he really want? Money, fame, or is it just the truth? Well, Rymir said it loud and clear. He's not doing this for money or clout. He said this is about justice, about how corrupt judges and courts pushed his family into financial ruin with fake court orders. He said they are still using those bogus orders to drain his family, even putting illegal liens on their home. He said, I don't want money from Jay-Z. I just want the truth. If you're not my father, fine. Take the test and say so. But why do you keep refusing to take it? And honestly, it's a valid question. Why dodge the test if you have nothing to hide? But there's more. Rymir also claimed that someone tried to kill him, literally. After he filed the civil suit against Jay-Z, he said he was shot at. Even showed pictures of his car full of bullet holes. He also said people planted things in his vehicle and he was pulled over. Sound familiar? That's exactly the type of intimidation that Demiri Hadley accused Roc Nation of using. Like, are we seeing a pattern here or what? Whew. I don't know about you, but this whole situation is unfolding like a movie. A very messy, very dramatic, very explosive movie. And with the court giving Jay-Z until July 18th to respond, the clock is ticking. Now imagine that same man is one of the richest, most powerful names in entertainment. A man who raps about family, about integrity, about rising above the streets, while his alleged son is still in the trenches, begging to be acknowledged. Rymere even pointed out that Jay-Z's legal team has contradicted themselves multiple times. One moment they want to settle things quietly, the next they deny everything, and claim Rymere doesn't have standing. Then suddenly, records are sealed, hearings are moved, people are misspeaking in court. Like, what is going on? And if Jay-Z really wasn't the father, wouldn't it be easier to just take the test and shut it all down? One swab, done, end of story. But nope, for over a decade, Jay has been dodging it, and that silence is starting to speak louder than any song he's ever released. Let's be real, this case is now way bigger than Jay-Z versus Rymere. It's about how far someone will go to protect their empire. It's about what happens when you have enough money and influence to bend the justice system to your will. And it's about a young man who refused to be erased. Oh, and remember how Rymere said his civil suit sparked violent threats and intimidation? He isn't the only one who said that. Emery Hadley said the exact same thing, and she's the daughter of Roc Nation's CEO, Desiree Perez. She says Roc Nation tried to silence her too. She claims they messed with Nicki Minaj, her husband, even her child. And now here's Rymere saying he's been harassed, targeted, and nearly killed? That ain't coincidence, that's a pattern. So what happens now? Well, Jay-Z has until July 18 to decide how he wants to play this. He can respond and finally take the test. Or he can try to spin things again and keep the walls up. But let's be clear, the people are no longer quiet and the court is no longer ignoring this. Rymere's case is moving forward, and the truth? It's coming out one way or another. And whether Jay-Z likes it or not, this case is going to define more than just a news cycle. It's going to define his legacy, because this isn't just about whether or not he's the biological father, it's about whether a man who built his kingdom from the ground up is willing to face the skeletons in his closet, or if he'll keep pretending they don't exist while the world watches. As for Rymere, he's not backing down. He's made it clear, this is about truth, justice, dignity, and he's ready for the fight. So now the ball's in Jay-Z's court. Will he do the right thing, or will the empire crumble under the weight of the truth? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this story is far from over, and we'll be right here, sipping tea, watching every twist and turn.